Now, the government is considering whether companies should have to disclose the pay gap between workers of different ethnicities in an effort to tackle the disadvantages faced by ethnic minority staff. Large firms already have to publish their gender pay gap, which has helped many women demand fairer rates of pay. But for those who've taken a long career gap to bring up their children or care for elderly relatives, could returner schemes designed to help women go back to senior positions? Our economics correspondent Helia Ebrahimie has this report.
This is the story of Aisling Perez. 3 children under 7 and a career break lasting 5 years to look after her family.
You're doing what's going on, do you? Nice. How was your day?
Now Aisling is ready to go back to work. When you first started thinking about returning to work, how did you feel? How confident were you?
Not confident at all. I think I was, in my head, I didn't even think. I knew I was going to have to take a pay cut. There was no doubt in my mind that I was not of the same, well, I kind of thought I'm not of the same level that I was before.
Do you think that's your field, or do you think that happens to mothers going back to work?
I think it happens to mothers going back to work. I worked hard to get to where I was, and I feel like I've kind of been punished, or, you know, you feel like you're punished because you decide to take a break to raise your kids. Now, these are getting a bit tougher now.
It's bad economic maths leaving mothers out of the workforce. But companies have failed to bring women back, despite pressure to do something meaningful about tackling the gender pay gap.
8. Okay, how about this one? Because this one is a good one, look.
A problem that only gets worse as women get older.
Backwards.
But now Aisling is looking for a career comeback, joining the ranks of a new type of programme called Returnships.
Who's this?
Kip.
Kipper. Good boy, well done for remembering.
Returnships act like a trial run for both employer and female employees.
This is normal reading like we do every day.
It doesn't exist.
Darcy, quiet.
Are you looking forward to going back to work?
Yes, I'm very excited. Very, very excited indeed.
What will you miss the most?
I think that after school bit, that kind of initial, oh, today we did this, today we did this. That, I will miss that on the days that I don't pick them up.
Will that be a wrench?
I think initially it probably will be, but I'll get over it.
For Aisling, it's telecoms giant O2 that's offering her a foot in the door with the company's 3rd returnship lineup.
Yeah, that's Mel.
Oh, that's
and then he would have predominantly.
But we asked Aisling to keep a diary to give us the inside story on how it really feels to go back.
Just about ready to leave, feeling a little bit nervous, but really excited and really looking forward to my day. The troops have left, everything went fine this morning.
O2 remains a rarity among British companies, with 95% of businesses still not offering returnship programmes.
So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3.
But even here, sometimes the optics aren't perfect, when it's a man telling women how to come back to work.
Just got the kids off to bed. Long day. I think my brain is ready for some sleep, but feel very exhilarated.
The video diaries that Aisling recorded over the week showed the toll that the 9-to-5 routine can have for mothers.
I'm very tired this morning, didn't have a very good night's sleep. Also, the youngest child has an absolute meltdown this morning, so hasn't been a very efficient morning.
Anne Pickering, the O2 board member who spearheaded the returnship programme, says companies need to look differently at women who've been out of the job market for stretches of time.
If an organisation assesses someone's potential by their work history and what roles they've done, women are going to automatically be at a disadvantage. So if you're a woman, you've had 2 periods of maternity leave over 5 years, and you're being assessed for your potential on your past history of roles, you're at a disadvantage. So it's really important that organisations assess talent in a different way, and that's about potential rather than past performance.
Back in the diary room, it's clear how vital a professional network is.
Feeling much more revived after a decent night's sleep last night. Makes a huge difference. Looking forward to seeing the girls. We've become quite close, I think, so it's quite nice to have some new friends. It's been A very, very eye-opening week. Hardest thing this week, I think this morning I dropped my daughter off to nursery and she started crying for the first time. She's very little and I felt so guilty. I know it's only been a week, but I feel like I've started to kind of get back into what I used to know.
That female pool of knowledge could be worth a jaw-dropping £150 billion to the economy, as well as 840,000 new workers if more women came back into the workforce. And it's not just getting back, it's getting back with the right pay. The wage penalty for women who've taken time out is more than £1 billion in lost earnings every year. So, for women, the economy and the size of the workforce, this issue is vital for redressing the balance between men and women in the labour market. Dominie is a city headhunter, specialising in the top end of female talent. Despite decades of promises, she says the pace of improvement has been glacial.
Organisations have spent absolute fortunes on various different interventions. The fact of the matter is they just haven't moved the needle. We need to see a change from the organisations. You know, they need to do more. They need to change the way they've done things. You know, there's that old saying, you know, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. I think it's the system doesn't know what to do with them because they are somewhat unconventional. And so any CV that isn't, you know, pretty much a perfect fit is just not going to get a look in. These are individuals who want real jobs. You know, they want a real job. You know, they don't necessarily want an internship. But if that's the mechanism that is there to get them back, then, you know, that's where we are now.
In this house, the balancing act between work and home is being shared again.
Here, I tell you what, eat one whole bit of toast and all your beans and you're finished.
Yeah.
Though for men, there's clearly minimal pressure to fit their jobs around their families. A new generation of women will want a new set of rules that help them play and win.
Boo. That report by Helia.